What's up, guys? You're welcome to David Data Channel once again, where I talk about data science, productivity, and faith. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about one of the most essential skills needed for data science and analytics. It is a very important skill needed by any data scientist or data analyst. In one of my previous videos, you can check it up, the link above and the link below. I talked about the 4 essential skills needed for data analysis. You can check it up there. But today we're looking at one crucial, invaluable skill. But before we go into that skill, if it's your first time, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified once every new video comes in every new week. Alright, thank you very much. So let's go down the lane. So what's the skill? Today we are talking about the skill called critical thinking. The skill called critical thinking. Okay, first of all, I'm going to be reading a quote by Christopher Hitchens. Christopher Hitchens, he said that the essence of the independent mind lies not in what he thinks, but in how he thinks. The essence of the independent mind lies not in what he thinks, but how he thinks. And every data scientist or data analyst has to be one who knows how to think critically, who knows how to think about things objectively, because data is what you have, and you have to be willing to dig deep into your data to bring out insights that can be used to make valuable business decisions. Critical thinking is a valuable skill needed for all walks of life, right? For all walks of life. But today I'm going to be streamlining it basically to data science and analytics. So first of all, what is critical thinking? Critical thinking is a systematic way of thinking, or that systematic process where you question information, you question whatever you have, so you can make better decisions and get to do things better. Next question I'm going to ask you, is critical thinking innate? Is it something that you are born with? Of course not. It's not something you're born into the world with. It's a skill that can be learned like every other skill. Because once you become a data scientist, or you have the hard skills of a data scientist or data analyst, you're able to use the tools like Microsoft Excel for analysis, you're able to use Tableau, Power BI, Python, SQL. Even able to think critically, you'll be able to provide meaningful business decisions for management. But that is why you're there in the first place. So this is a very fundamental skill you should have on your hands. And it's not innate, it's something you can learn with and improve on over time. Now, what are the benefits of critical thinking? Critical thinking encourages curiosity. You can't be a data scientist or data analyst or a data professional in any way without being curious. You need to be curious. You need to be willing to ask questions. You need to be willing to ask questions of your data. You need to be curious. Yes, you need to be curious. So critical thinking helps you to ask questions, to probe in further, to be curious about what you're seeing. You do an analysis, you have a mean value. Let's say you have a set of 50 numbers. The highest number is like 70, and then the lowest number is like 2. And then you take a mean and you find out that the mean after sorting it is about let's say 60. Something tells you that critical thinking tells you should question that. You should be curious. Why is my mean as high as 70 when my least figure is 2? And then you check the median. When you sort it, the median number is like 20 or 25. So it tells you that something is probably wrong. So critical thinking encourages curiosity, gets you to don't just take things on the surface level. Revenue is increasing because you feel one customer is bringing in more money, or one particular product is selling more than the other product. You don't just stay there. Critical thinking says, ask further questions. Why is this product selling more than the other products, right? You ask further. You probe into the situation so you can understand better. Critical thinking also encourages or enhances creativity, fosters independence, and improves your problem-solving skills. Because you're going to be faced with several kinds of problems. You need to be willing to probe further into those problems through critical thinking so you can solve those problems. And also, as a data scientist or data analyst, you need to understand that most of your work would require you some level of independence. It would require you to be willing to work independently. And so you'll be facing these problems sort of on your own decks. So you need to be willing to think through around those problems critically so that you can get solutions out of them. So how do you improve your critical thinking skills? 1. Be aware of your data. Remember, I am focusing on data science and analytics. Be aware of your data. You can't pick up your data and just start getting insight out of it without being aware, or what is referred to as exploratory analysis. You need to explore your data in an in-depth manner. Look at it in an in-depth manner. Ask questions. Be curious about what you're finding in your data. Ask several questions in an in-depth manner so you can understand what is really going on with your data. Number 2, be aware of your business. You need to understand clearly the problem you are trying to optimize. A lot of people come to data scientists, data analysts with problems, but then they can't clearly define the problem. So it is your duty to be aware of the business, understand the business, so you can ask the right questions. And if they are coming to you with problems they can't even properly define, you can help them define the problem and provide clarity, because that is what the data analyst does. You need to be aware of the business, understand the business operations. Finally, be willing to drop your idea for what the data says. So you pick up your data to analyze, to find insights as regards a particular thing, and perhaps more often than not you have a bias of what you think the data will say. Critical thinking says you should be willing to drop that idea, because more often than not what you would find in your analysis or from your analysis may be different from what you thought you would expect to see. So critical thinking demands that you drop that idea and go along with what the data says. Alright, if you stayed up to this point, thank you very much. I hope you've been able to get a thing or two out of this video, and then make conscious effort to improve on your critical thinking skills, as it's a valuable skill in the field of data science and analytics. Alright, thank you very much. See you next week. Bye.